In the years ahead, it'll help to be, it's going to be up to the president, the presidency, the Congress, the courts, the free press, and the American people to confront these powerful forces. We must reform the tax code, not by giving the biggest tax cuts to billionaires, but by making them begin to pay their fair share. We need to get dark money. That's that hidden funding behind too many campaigns contributions. We need to get it out of our...
His vice president just ran for president and raised $1 billion. I don't think the United States average citizens got together and gave her $1 billion. What is he talking about? He's a sitting president. He's up there pleading and stammering and stuttering all over the place about what? What he didn't do for the last 4 years? All the illegal immigrants he let in? What is he up there whining about? What does he expect us to do? To support that? Black people, get off the bus. We got to quit supporting this. And our politicians who support him. I just heard Cory Booker the other day confirming Bondi during her confirmation. Pam Bondi. Oh, my God. He's up there asking her all kind of questions about what she going to do. You have Biden as a seated president. What did you guys do for the last 4 years? Whatever you did must have not been enough. Because you're worrying about what this woman's going to do when she get in there. What did your attorney general do? You guys are so afraid that Trump's attorney general is going to target you guys. Because that's what you guys did. Biden is up here talking about the absolute power of a president. And then he takes his and goes and pardon his son, who's on drugs and got all kind of issues that he locked generations of black people up for. Real shit. And people who support Biden after that is dumb. Shit, Trump didn't lock up your whole goddamn generations, and I wouldn't even support him. But for different reasons. But Biden, really? As big of a liar as he is, and we still support him. That's sad.
Our politics. We need to enact an 18-year time limit, time and term, for the strongest ethics reforms for our Supreme Court. We need to ban members of Congress from trading stock while they're in the Congress. We need to amend the...
He 100 years old. He's traded stock his whole goddamn career. He's put his kids in places to sit on boards and in jobs that they otherwise would not have gotten. And now he ready to shut it down. He ready to turn off the spigot because the Bidens are good. And just trivia for most of you who might not know. It ain't just him. It's the whole family. It go down the bloodline. He has a family member who received a pardon from Abraham Lincoln. But he wasn't a Biden. I'm sorry. That middle name of his, Florinette or whatever it is. But yeah, it was a great grandfather of his. Received a pardon. Why you got to be pardoning all these damn Biden bloodline people? Because they rotten. And he's a liar. And he probably should have been impeached. The Democrats made us really believe that Trump was a worse guy than he really was by the impeachment proceedings, by the constant investigations. All that shit sounded like such bullshit back in 2016, 17, 18, 19, 20, 20. And then it started to slow down and lose its momentum. And then you start seeing Trump sitting next to other former presidents having private moments and giggling and laughing. Because he ain't as bad as they want us to believe. They want to lie to us to get our support so they can just screw us some more. And Biden is the worst. Anybody who's that old doesn't need to be making any decisions. You just back away from the table, sir. Put down that pen and we'll take it from here. We don't need you no more.
The Constitution to make clear that no president is immune from crimes that he or she commits while in office.
Ain't that the pot calling the kettle black? You know what I'm saying? What a brave person to do what he's done as a president. Nothing except benefit his own life, his own family. I don't think Hunter Biden is anywhere near broke as a result of some of the benefits of the boards that he sat on. The the business dealings that he's been involved in and introduced to as a result of being a Biden, as a result of being the vice president's son. We can do better than this, you guys. This ain't right. And we supporting this, and people get mad when you talk about the Democrats because Trump's worse. In your opinion, he is. And he might really be worse. But does that mean support bullshit? If somebody is a bad person, don't support them just because somebody else is worse. Don't support either one of them. You can do that. You have that power and the right to do that. You don't have to support either one.
The president's power is not limited. It's not absolute. And it shouldn't be. And in a democracy, there's another danger to the concentration of power and wealth. It erodes a sense of unity and common purpose. It causes distrust and division.
It absolutely does. And the people that he's talking about are the people that are doing it. He needs to open it up. And as a president, he don't need to do shit now. He need to get the keys rekeyed and turn in his shit and get the classified documents out of his garage and get out of here. It is something that I didn't understand for a while, and I do now. I understand it clearly. Some people have, and the people on the right call it Trump derangement syndrome. It sounds ridiculous. And it is really, because there ain't no Trump derangement syndrome. There are valid reasons to dislike Donald Trump, but Donald Trump hasn't done anything close to what some of these career politicians have done or not done. I only give him a little bit of respect because he go in office and he looked like he want to roll his sleeves up and do something. Biden wants to do things in silence, and things just begin to develop. People moving in next door to you who aren't even supposed to be in the country legal. We should know about that kind of stuff. I don't think that's what anybody voted for. If anybody is voting to bring illegal immigrants into the country, that's just foolish. I don't understand why we do that. And that's what Biden is expecting us to do. Support that bullshit. Just keep doing. He locked up a whole generation of black people. He still got 85% of the black vote. You know what I'm saying? He bring all these illegal immigrants on in here, and all these Democrats still support him. What's wrong with us? We should really vote and support people who are helping us. And as far as black people, I'm just drawing the line right here. No more supporting anybody who ain't speaking about anything for black people, because we're not forgotten, and we ain't going to be forgotten. You ain't going to pretend that it already been taken care of. Oh, we already took care of them. No, you didn't. The Voting Rights Act is not taking care of us. That's not sufficient. You did that, and it's benefited you more than it's benefited us. We need something that's going to benefit us.
Participating in our democracy becomes exhausting and even disillusioning. And people don't feel like they have a fair shot.
Of course not. They don't. And that you can't sit here as a sitting president and be having this talk with us and not tell the truth. You got nothing to lose. You got nothing to lose. You're not going to be president for the next 2 or 3 days, and that's it. That's it. You'll be gone. And you haven't been the president for the last few years. So what's going on?
We have to stay engaged in the process. I know it's frustrating. A fair shot is what makes America America. Everyone's in.
I know a lot of people who ain't getting a fair shot. And for him to sit up there and say that, he's talking about white people who have 2 parents and a normal life and a good income, and a fair shot mean going and interviewing for that job or opening up that law practice or that cleaners or whatever opportunity you have. And that is what America is starting to look like for a lot of immigrants. They're becoming entrepreneurs. They're becoming business owners. They're just flying right past African Americans. We are not known for being entrepreneurs, and we should be. The richest black people in the country, their biggest product is themselves. The Snoop Dogg and Shaq, you have to market your name. Because as far as, and don't get me wrong, I'm not saying there ain't no rich black people in this country, but the percentages tell the story. The wealth gap tells the story. The amount of rich blacks in this country tell the story. And we still want to keep on saying, but what about them? But what about him? But what about us? What about Joe Biden on his way out? After all the black support that he has gotten, And I have not looked at this clip until right now. I had some notes passed to me by one of my assistants. But other than that, I want to know, how does Joe Biden think that we're supposed to believe his last 4 years are successful? And on his way out, he's been more active after November 5th than, in my opinion, he has been for the whole, things that you just hear coming out of the White House that's clearly him doing it or having something to do with it, including the pardons. It ain't cool.
Entitled to a fair shot, not a guarantee, but just a fair shot.
No, a guarantee. A fair shot. A fair shot is a guarantee. And we don't even get that. And you're going to get up here and wave it in our face. All the support, all the years, all the blood, the sweat, the tears, the black people getting choked out in the street. This George Floyd choking out, that was the one there, you guys, that just let you know, in these modern times, black people can still be treated like that, filmed being treated like that, and people can still say, that's stuff in the past. Happened a long time ago. No, it didn't. That shit is still happening. And Joe Biden don't put a high enough priority on crimes against us. They just put a high priority on crimes committed by us, and to make sure that this will not happen again, and that we'll lock up as many black people, because the thought of living in a country with a high prison population of blacks should make most white people feel safe, huh? Is that what you guys doing it for? To make you feel that? Don't work like that. That doesn't do it. You're just locking people up that should be free. You're just locking people up who are undereducated and have not had any opportunities. Give them some education and then see where they end up. They're not going to jail.
An even playing field, going as far as your hard work and talent can take you.
Yeah, it's just a kick in the ass from him on the way out. Just a useless, completely useless president. And to think that some black people will debate you. Some black people, and when they know they're wrong, when they know what a fucked up person Joe Biden is, and they supported his ass for the majority or most of his career, they'll turn around and say, he's better than Trump. He isn't. He is not better than Trump. I wouldn't even say that. And I ain't since you're supporting Trump and tooting his horn, because he ain't shit either. But god damn it, he is not Joe Biden. Joe Biden has been a president that generationally held us back. His politics and his beliefs and his relationships in that Congress and in that Senate and as VP and then on to president has been counterproductive for black people. And I'm standing on that, because he has not done anything to move us forward, because he's against us, obviously. And he's got the hand-picked Black Caucus members who are close to him, because they work out little deals and little, campaign help here, show up in their district and lie to their constituents to get. So I'm just so tired of it. And I'm so tired of people who still want to have that talk. We can say whatever we want to say about Donald Trump. We're going to have that talk too. In fact, I'm trying to get myself done with Biden and this fake presidency that's gone on for the last 4 years. I'm ready to move into the Trump era and be as critical of him, because he's our seated current president, or will be in 2 days. It doesn't make Joe Biden any better, no matter how bad Trump is. And it doesn't, anybody who looks at all of the things that Donald Trump has been looked at and investigated for, I'm just thinking maybe some of them investigations should have gone the other way. Maybe Biden should have been investigated for some things that he wasn't. And then 1 minute he's not really all the way there in the head when it comes down to him being possibly criminally looked at or investigated. But as long as it's presidential stuff, he's clear there. He just snaps out of it when he's done breaking the law, I guess. I don't know. I just don't like him. And I don't like anybody who believes that locking up anybody is the answer, instead of really understanding that this country is at fault for not educating us properly, for taking all this money. I mean, look at the lottery, you guys. There's supposed to be all this money going into schools from the lottery. Who's getting that money, and what are they doing with it? They do these little investigative reports, and they lie on that shit. It's a lot of money from our taxes going into these public schools, and our kids are being sent from high school to prison if they make it to high school, and we okay with it. We okay with paying that. We shouldn't pay zero taxes for schools if our kids are not getting any benefit from them. Public schools in some of these areas need to be shut down and defunded and reorganized, remade over. Something needs to happen, but they should not be funding that shit. Absolutely not. Teachers who are coming to get just a check, kids who have all these issues and problems that aren't being addressed or dealt with, and then we fill up the prisons. We would rather take that approach because money can be made for corporations and for rich people who ain't that smart. But if you make the people who you're earning these wages off their backs by locking them up in the judicial, so you know how empty the court system would be if you let these black people alone, if you educate them and give them an opportunity to work on the other side of the law instead of inside. I'll bet you'll find out that the judicial system ain't that profitable no more. You won't need as many of a whole lot of other things like all the prisons and all the guards and all the food services and all the contracts and all the uniform contracts and all those things that come down from housing a bunch of black men in prison. But all these food services and clothing services and training and grants but it don't go. You won't take all that money and put it in these men or give it to them. You'd rather make money off of them being dysfunctional and being locked up and being separated from society. It's kind of hard to for me to see Joe Biden. I'm glad to have had one good look at him sitting down lying to us one more time, so I just can sum up my feelings for him. And he ain't shit, and I know he ain't shit, and I've always known he ain't shit. And I never understood why, even as a young man, why after the crime bill he could get any support from black people, and why Obama would do that to us. Bring in someone who harmed black people more than most politicians in recent years, and then make him your vice president, and then have black people supporting him. It's like a magician instead of a president. Anyway, folks, like, comment, share, and please subscribe, and we'll see you on the next one.